Hi everybody, this is another video review with GTheory coaching. In this case, we're going to take a look at my West run at Nationals in 2019, so this year's Nationals. My third run, we already went over the DNF. That was going to be, going to try to put together some more time on that run, but we're going to break down my second run, which was the fastest run in raw time in CMOD. And we can take a look at some of the areas that I can improve, places where my driving was different than where I walked, and what I could have done if I had a fourth lap. So as always, we'll take a look at the video first, and after that we'll get to the review. Okay, let's take a look at the frame by frame. So, coming off the start here, unwinding the wheel, watching the speedo for C when I shift. So, there's my left hand. You can see it going back on the wheel about here. So previous to this is when I was shifting. And on my third run, if you haven't seen it, anatomy of a DNF, or breakdown of a DNF, goes over the first few turns as well. I was able to get farther to the left there, and that was a tenth or two in saving. So here, coupled with the shifting, I didn't focus on or remember to get left. Pretty common actually, so any place you're shifting is definitely a place to take a careful look at the video. So here we end up, of course, on the right, turning right. Also, oh, there's that cone. I would have liked to see my head moving around a little bit more often here. I'm still pretty steady. So, coming through. Now, I'm way offline here because of that, on the right, turning right kind of stuff. Let's look at the speedometer. Watching it, and here's when I start to accelerate. Yeah, that is really late. Definitely missing out on acceleration. So opening up the corner there could have paid dividends all the way down here. Nice and close to the cones. Coming into the corner. My head doesn't move. It should look to the right. So if I'm watching my stickers on my helmet, I'm turning, I'm full commit. I can pick up that apex cone, but I was not looking before I turned, and could have done better. Also on that DNF video, I get harder on the acceleration right here, so I basically stay very firmly accelerating, as opposed to kind of moderating in this area. And that netted about another tenth. So I was up to about 3/10 here on that third video. Coming into the sharp left. In the middle of this, I'll actually start to unwind as I've turned in too early. Right here. So now I'm at straight ahead, essentially. Nice and close to the cone. Now I got to put the lock back in to avoid this cone. Still decelerating, still decelerating, still decelerating. Oh, geez. Yep. Not great. And now I start to get back on the power. So back on the power there really late. Turned in too early. Could have gone in a touch slower. Turned in a little bit later. Gotten on the power much sooner as a result of that. And carried more speed down here. So let's be generous and call that another tenth. And say we're up to about 4/10 here. Coming into the, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it the first pin turn. It's not really a pin turn, but very difficult corner. I wanted to come in here with much more speed. So got into the corner here. I took off too much speed. And while I was close to the cones, I did not get the car out to the right. I mean, I'm basically unwound, and I'm starting to rewind on the lock to finish the corner. I wanted to carry so much speed that I was pushed or slid or drifted or whatever have you. Just put it in there so hard that I got all the way out to those 3 cones on the right, or close to them. And that didn't happen. At least another tenth. So up to half a second here, at least. Turn it in, coming around the backside of this cone. Up, not really. So we've got the understeer here. I am a foot and a half, 2 feet away from that cone, which means I'm going to carry distance out to the right. And I'm still not able to accelerate hard until here. So again, late on the power. Could have done a better job. Ran wide, too far to the left. Didn't get it tucked in. Too early on the power. I get it. It's Nationals. I'm trying to get on the power. I'm trying to be aggressive. Want to win. I went into day 2 40 thousandths out of the lead. But it cost me down the straights. Another tenth, at least. I mean, even if I just pick every mistake's a tenth, we're up to 6 tenths here. Okay. I did want to get some speed moderated here, and I really wanted to get back behind this cone to keep it really tight, and it was pretty good, and I was just on it all the way around here. Still on it, nice and tight to that cone. This was really nice. This is what I wanted. Still on it, looking great, coming in under the bump. Now I'm getting on the brakes. I did not feel that bump too much, although I probably should have paid more attention to it. Hey, I'm looking left, finally. Jesus. All right. Coming down to the cone here, rolled in really nice. Got to the backside of it. I'm about a foot off of it. It's got a little understeer here, but this is the location I want to be. I was facing the right direction, nice and tight. Then, of course, I start to get on the power. Let's see when I start to get on here. No, still understeering. Now I start to squeeze on the power, but I'm understeering. I'm already understeering, and then I get on the power. I transfer more weight to the back, makes my understeer continue, and I carry this understeer down here. I'm going to say at least 2 tenths. At least. I really wish I had a good clean third run. Get on the power really hard, trying to get it to come around. I mean, I'm 2 feet off that cone. Again, terrible. And then I kind of end up with this sort of like understeery situation through here because I'm late. I'm trying to get back behind it, trying to get back where I need to be. Yeah, reasonably close. Coming through here. Again, I could have looked right. A little bit better here. Again, I'm turning in. I haven't looked right. This is all on memory, which I don't do well because I'm kind of still accelerating here. Let's watch the acceleration. Very slight. More. Then we hesitate. And then I accelerate. Ugh. It's brutal. Looking at videos frame by frame, picking them apart, can be brutal. Now I'm decelerating again. So I brake, I got on the gas, I broke again. 2 tenths, easily being generous. It's just time. Lots of time. Coming down through here looked okay, stayed nice and tight. Squeezing on the gas. Ooh, let me show you what I used. Go back here. So if we look on the pavement, see how well I did there. Yep, right here was a little black fix that was right over the square, and that was that was what I was trying to use as my target for an imaginary cone to turn around on so that I could get to the backside of the first slalom cone. Thought I did the slalom pretty well. I was happy with my slalom here. This all worked out. Nice and close to the cones without touching them, because it's how fast you drive around the cones matters in competition. Not super tight, but nice. Nice and back and forth. No double turns, just easy does it. Through here, I was pretty happy again on the right. I would have liked to carry a little bit more speed. Get on the gas maybe a little bit earlier. Now is when I'm starting to get on the power. Still haven't unwound the wheel. Yeah, I think I could have been a little bit more aggressive there, but that's okay. Woo! Nice and close to that cone on the left. Looking right. Down to the cone on the right, and I'm still accelerating here. And this is one of the changes I made between my first and my second run, is I really wanted to keep charging down here. So I'm still accelerating. And everyone had a little different take, because we're going to end up going slower, and because Nationals gets dirty, I just stayed tight on this one. Now I'm starting to slow down. Going to help me turn in to stay a little bit more aggressive. A little slide around that cone. That was nice and close. Right here, this felt really good. Felt really good. Cars turn in really well. Wow. That is darn fine. I'll take that. That's about as close as I can get to that cone without hitting the cone. That is maybe basing it? Maybe. Coming around to the right. Again, I could have picked up the finish earlier. Now I pick up the finish. Now I turn in. Hey, at least in this corner I did it the right order. Nice and close there. I could be unwinding the wheel here. I don't get anywhere near those cones on the left. No, still a foot off that cone. So more unwind or earlier power could have netted me a little bit more. And through the finish. All right. There you have it. Nationals video. I'm not going to break down the recap at the end. We'll just talk about it right now. Some of the things I could have done better. Look to the corner before I turned into it several times. There were areas that I was getting on the gas that I had understeer, that I could have slowed down just slightly more beforehand, or waited till the car was finished before squeezing on the accelerator. All in all, worthwhile run, and still there was a lot of time left on the side to do something that would have been better. So I hope you all enjoyed the review, and thank you for watching.